yeah, oh yeah. I think it's happening once more. And just to wrap up where we are right now, we've had a streak of successful live streams or practice live streams where we've done a lot of progress together here. And today I think is going to be the ultimate challenge, because we're with a 100% clean tone. We're going to be practicing technique and hopefully some shredding once we're warmed up. So when I say clean, I mean clean. So, but we're not gonna start that way because that's dangerous. We're gonna find our practice beat, and we're gonna start by building some chords, which are gonna be basically our safe havens or our landing places. So once we do warm up, or once we've warmed up, we're going to be able to hopefully play this mix of lead and chords, and fingers crossed it's going to be as cool as the previous live streams. We'll see. Yeah, and you know the deal. I usually do like 2 sets of 2-3 minutes, and then I check the comments, see if you guys have any requests or thoughts. Hey Cherry from YouTube, what's up? Okay, so here's a beat. Let's see if we can play some chords. I'm usually in E minor or E major, and I'm down tuned to D standard. So if you're not down tuned to D standard, chances are you're not gonna be. Then you have to think in terms of D if you want to sound like me. So when I say E minor, it's D minor, and so on and so forth. Doesn't really matter. Cheryl, thanks so much. You play beautifully. Thanks a million, man. E major. So yeah, clean is tricky because every mistake is gonna be heard a million times louder. I already need a break. This is tricky. Cool. So John on Facebook is asking, nice tone. What guitar and amp are you using? I'm using a Fujigen Iliad Standard, which I've done quite a bit of modifications to. I scalloped it myself, and very cool, somewhat uneven scallop just where I fret. I put bare knuckle Country Boy in it. And then I'm playing straight into this amp, the one on the floor, not the messy closet. So that's a Fender Blues Junior. And I don't, well, I have actually I do have a few pedals connected to it today. Usually I don't, but the pedals are these 3, or actually I'm using 2 of these. I'm using reverb from Big Sky, and I'm using just a little tiny bit of EQ here from the 10-band EQ. But I'm not using any delay now. So only these 2 pedals, and then the Fender Blues Junior is what you're hearing. Thank you, Shitor, for digging my stuff on YouTube. That's awesome, man. Okay, let's play some more, see if we can get a ball rolling here. chance now. Well, with a clean tone, you really have to be in control, and I'm playing a little bit too fast, a little bit too adventurous, considering this is my first 5 minutes of practicing. So I need to find something that it plays that's gonna make me play slower. Let's see. Just stacking mistakes here is not good. Let's see, maybe some strict legato here. Down a little bit. So you hear how the tone died there? That's a classic clean tone mistake there. Probably with some distortion, it would have been alive there. Let's do one more time. Okay, so just to remind you, my goal is actually to, at the end of the session, do some shredding with this clean tone. So I'm working my way towards that, but with control. If I just do it now, it'll just be tensed and it won't sound very good. So I really have to slowly get into it, so we have, start building some ideas at a slow tempo. So I'm both kind of warming up my creativity and my chops. Too fast though. Still sounds kind of bad, but just to remind you, I did the same thing a few days ago, but with a bluesy tone, and I really felt uncomfortable the first hour, but then, it started getting better. So I hope that's what's going to happen here, though I suspect this is going to be a level harder. Clean tone is the ultimate challenge, I think, because I'm not as experienced with the clean tone, and again, your mistakes are being heard, so your techniques don't automatically translate to a clean tone, because again, you can hear the mistakes, and it's just very different to play when you get some help from the compression coming from the distortion. To remind you, I have no compressors in the chain now, it's just straight into the amp. So that's another thing I'd like to do, be able to go from standard notes to harmonics, but I'm not there yet. There we have it. It's hard. Hard. Let's see if Instagram is saying anything. Ooh, sounds awesome. Thank you, Mark 3. I needed that. To be honest with you, I feel very uncomfortable with this. It feels like being naked with this sound. Naked sounds like fun, but you have to choose who you're naked in front of. So, and I don't choose right now. Anybody can come in and watch me as I play naked, kind of. So, you're jealous. I can't improvise just playing songs by tabs. Mark 3, don't be jealous. I wish I could play songs by tabs, then I could answer all the requests. Half of the questions I get here is like, oh, play this and that song. Like, why? I can't do it. I suck. And I don't want to play that song either. I don't want to play any song except my own, or my own jamming. Vitongo, hello from Indonesia. Can you give me some tips how to make a beautiful clean tone like Matthias Asato or John Mayer? Well, part of it is, of course, going to be in the hands. That's the boring part. But I think if you're thinking about the gear, one should not underestimate a real tube amp for that sound. So if you have the chance to go try like a Fender Princeton Reverb, or even like a Fender Champ, I think it's called. These are pretty small tube amps, still very loud, but extremely cool sounding. So a lot of people, when they've tried such an amp, they understand. It's like, okay. I only play real tube amps now. I did play digital for many years, but these days nothing works for me but tube amps, and this tone comes from just a Fender Blues Junior with only a reverb pedal. That's it, and I don't even need a reverb pedal. It's this amp. I don't even need a reverb pedal. The only reason I have it is to test, because the reverb is beautiful on this amp, but on a Princeton it's even better. So I'm looking at some point maybe getting a Princeton. We'll see. Maybe I'll sell this one, or maybe I'll keep it for the speaker, because this one has a very special Jensen, like very bright scooped speaker. We'll see. Okay, how to improvise catchy licks. So I'm not there yet. I wish I could, but these are not very catchy. These are just survival licks. Try to play anything to get me warmed up. But let's stick around for some more, and hopefully it'll get catchy and I can break down something cool, but I'm not there yet. Okay, some E minor. Nice. Too advanced. One more time. But the guitar, struggling a little bit with intonation, and it could be that I just need to switch the strings. Cool, we got a comment from Twitch. Doesn't happen too often. Good to see you, Signal Week Now. That's an interesting username. Okay, so this is a challenge. Mark 3 CD, good to see you on Instagram. Hope to see you soon again. Okay, so let's try warming up some more, see where we can take this. It's a major challenge for me now. Ike Abu is asking on Instagram, how do you visualize a fretboard when playing? Do you play according to the interval of each chord? No, I think a little bit like, you know, the Alan Holdsworth approach, which is where you try to see, you know, if you're in a specific key and you're just trying to play normal music, not too jazzy, then you might visualize like a major or minor scale, and you visualize that across the fretboard. So you have to learn a bunch of adjacent scale positions. And then you can basically, I'm just seeing those scales. I'm not thinking in terms of, oh, let's play a major 9 or something like that. Just where can I put my fingers? And the more you do that, the more you're gonna see these shapes. And you can start, you know, thinking in terms of maybe a top melody. So I play this shape. Top note is here. I can move just the top note. So I get this. I get a melodic movement within the chords. So I really don't care what the name of the chords. If I were playing with somebody else, maybe I would worry about that, but I'm playing on my own, so it's more a matter of trying to come up with melodies and maybe provide some harmony at the same time. That's difficult, I'm not there yet. But I find that if I warm up with some chords, and then gradually I can start maybe weaving in some lines, like But yeah, we're working on that. In 40 minutes, maybe I'll be there. We'll see. So I engage a bit more reverb and delay now, see if that can help me and get like a carpet or wall of harmony going while I play some lines. That would be interesting. It's hard though. Let's see. Try a softer pick, one that's really soft. Nice. This is so hard. It's getting a little bit better now, but it's still very uncomfortable. little bit better. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. Let's try one more time. That gives me some Alan Holdsworth vibe. I'm gonna turn down the treble a little bit on the amp. Because it really makes the mistakes pop. So try to find a balance there. Oh man, so hard. I mean, I don't know. It's a really different beast with a clean tone. But there's very slight improvement, so I'm not gonna give up yet, but it's tricky. So let's see what you guys are saying. There's a bunch of requests for famous songs. Sorry, Linkin Park can't play. I don't know. Pimmignamask. Sorry for butchering your name, but Fire, good to see you, man. Greetings from Turkey, Semi, what's up? So these are all people from Instagram. Let's see what YouTube is saying. Nirvana in Bloom. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry, I don't remember it. Oh, Bella Shoma from YouTube ordered the same guitar. That's pretty cool. So you just ordered a Fujigen Iliad? That's cool. This is an Iliad standard. I love this guitar. The frets were kind of vintage though, so I decided to scallop it. But it's a very good Japanese build. Right now, if someone forced me to go on tour, I would bring this guitar. It's definitely the most lightweight, the most stable and versatile guitar I have. A little bit struggling with intonation now, but that could be the strings that are old. I'm not really sure. We'll see. I mean, it's always going to be an issue with this kind of old style, what's it called? 3-point brass thing. But it's compensated, but it's never perfect intonation-wise. I guess it's more meant to be like a, rock and roll guitar in a way. For these kind of chords, you might want a better intonation. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I'll just keep on trying. So Bella Choma, are you into rock, or what are you gonna play with your Fujigen guitar? Yeah, I know it sounds funny, Dead Man's Wife, but I'm really not a touring guy as far as I know. Maybe it could be that during my childhood, I traveled a lot because of my father's work. He worked as a Swedish diplomat. and I don't have a desire to travel around the world. I don't have a very like big desire to play in front of people. I mean, I like this, but you know, in small pubs where it's loud, people are drinking beer, and you know, I like to go out in the woods and drink some beer. I could do that, but you know, it's just not my thing. I mean, it would be fun, of course, to play for you guys, but I can do that here. So yeah, I'm not overexcited about the prospect of touring, you know. I'm happy just being here. I don't need to be somewhere else, as long as I can, you know, play my guitar. So yeah, forced to go on tour. Okay, so rock. That's awesome. You play rock, well then it should be perfect. Definitely perfect. I love this guitar. So how come you ordered the Fuji again? It's not that common. Okay, gonna try some more. I have to confess this is more challenging than I had thought. It's just absolutely no room for mistakes. Everything can be heard. The sound is completely clean. So it's a struggle, but it's well worth it. Well, should we try some major? So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind traveling a little bit, but you know, the touring part seems a little bit stressful to me. Unless you have a budget and lots of time, you're not going to be a tourist anyway. You're just going to struggling getting from one place to the other, getting your gear in place, trying to find some time to take a shower and eat something, you know, practice, get your stuff up, you know, maybe deal with some issues along the road. I mean, you're happy if you make it to the gigs and you make a good performance, you know. It's not like, I don't know, it's not that glamorous. I think you have to be a very big band with, you know, your career behind you to start taking it easy. And I'm not a fan of that. You know, I don't mind traveling. It's not that. Just the whole stressful thing. You're having your gear with you on the airplane. They might get stolen. They might get broken. For what? You know, you could just broadcast your playing from home, you know. I don't know. Again, I wouldn't mind maybe having some local gigs, you know, but the whole dragging your stuff around the world, you know, headaches, sweating, getting some diarrhea, stomach disease. I don't know, just doesn't make up for it, but I might change my mind, who knows. Oh, you bought it online, secondhand. I'm always impressed by the Japan quality. I always wanted a Strat, and the price was really cool. So this is a T-style guitar, right? So it's not really a S-style Strat guitar, but I think they make like S-style guitars as well. And yeah, it's a pretty good price for a Japanese guitar. And the Fujigen factory is where a lot of, the Japanese Ibanez and Fenders are produced as well. So it's a very qualified guitar producer. Oh man, let's do this now. Come on. Yeah, I see Dead Man's Wife. You don't have a desire to travel either. That's good. Yeah, I mean, if we live in especially, maybe this is going to be a little bit biased, but if you live in a safe part of the world or western part of the world, you're going to have access to lots of wonderful things. You can just take, here in Sweden, you can take public transportation to Lots of fantastic places in nature. So if you're a big fan of wildlife and hiking and that kind of stuff outdoors, there's heaps of stuff to do. Maybe not in winter. I mean, you can do stuff, but I'm not a big fan of winter activities. So between like December and February, that's when I practice and play the most. But then when spring arrives, I start doing stuff outside. And it's just, if I compare the cost and the time needed to travel abroad and what I get, and I compare it to stuff I can do here, there's just no comparison. I have done like outdoor stuff in other countries, but it gets much more complicated, more expensive, and more preparations. And for what? I mean, Sweden is a very long country, and I live in Stockholm. So if I travel like 6 or 7 hours by car or by bus, it's like, you know, another continent almost. You know, it's a completely different style of nature, and everything looks different. And I can do the opposite. I can go to the south and I get the same. And here in Stockholm is also, we have the special archipelago, which is kind of unique in the world. So yeah, I guess it all depends what you want to do. I mean, if you're into city life, and then you can just, I guess, travel to some you know, big city somewhere, and that's going to excite you. But you know, I'm way past that. I don't like it when it's too noisy, too crowded. I just want to rest my senses and get new inspiration. So yeah. Cool. Sure. Sir guitar, I think. Larry Colton, is that it? Okay. Oh, we have to do this now. Come on. Come on, Chris. Do this. So hard. Okay, I need to try something different now. I'm gonna turn off all the effects now, so no reverb and delay, and I'm gonna increase the reverb on the amp, and I'm gonna see if I can play a bit more percussively, so I don't have this trail of delay and reverb. And maybe have some more silences and stuff like that. I need to change something now because I'm not getting into the groove. 40 minutes have passed. I need to do something different. Okay, let's be more percussive now. Let's have more silences in our playing. Let's change the beat. This could be cool, perhaps. Something more jazzy. This is fast, hard. Too hard. I'm a metalhead after all. That was tricky. Oh, this is interesting. Now that won't work either. Let's do something a bit more rock oriented. Fix the amp a little bit. Try some more. Let's do. See if we can get into the groove. Still struggling here. This is simplistic. this is a little bit better. So what did I do? First of all, I had to turn down the amp to get a little bit more aggressive. Now, when I could get more aggressive, I could start feeling the groove a little bit more and just do these, I don't know, John Mayer inspired hits, just trying to follow the groove a little better. I skipped all the jazzy and soul grooves. Those are interesting because they make me play differently, but I'm also very much more uncomfortable with those grooves compared to like a rock groove. And since I was already challenging myself a lot with a completely clean tone, I just figured also doing the jazz groove just too much. So I'm trying to take one thing at a time. So now it's a little bit better. I'm only focusing on the clean tone, and I get a little bit help from a groove that is simpler and more rock oriented. It makes me feel more comfortable, and a sound which helps me a bit more as well. I just had this wall of harmony and reverb and delay, and I don't know, it's just tricky. This is more rock oriented, but it's still with a clean tone, so I get the practice I was looking for. Cool. Cloudface is asking, do I use any amp sims? No, this is just my Fender Blues Junior you're hearing, nothing else now. I've disconnected all the pedals. It's just the Blues Junior, and that seems to work better. Usually with this amp, it's what I end up using. There it is on the floor. This amp is what I'm speaking about. And with this amp, it doesn't sound better with any of my pedals for some reason. It just works best on its own. I don't know why. Yeah, John Mayer archetype. I'm sure it's very cool, but you know, when you have a good tube amp and if it works, why change it, you know? But if it's too loud, then for sure. But that's not my issue here. I'm the problem, not the volume. So now it feels a little bit better. I'm gonna keep on going, and maybe this will turn into a great session. We still have time to fix it, so let's do some more. Oh, it's my friend Loop. I think it's Cosmin Looper, right? Cosmin, what's up? One of my co-instructors on the GMC website. I think so. I might be mistaken because the username is not really... Is it? Cosmin, let me know. Thank you, Kellen. Paul Gilbert. I don't know. Doesn't fit here. See, I'm not getting back to the chord on time. That's a problem, so it sounds a little bad. And there I messed up. trying yet a different pick. Sometimes the pick can make a difference. This is just a standard jazz 3-pick. Combine that tighter chordal groove with some legato lines. I promise you I'm gonna fail, but it's definitely worth practicing. So we have these chords that are all just belonging to the key of E minor. It's like a C major 9, B minor 7, and B, A minor 7, and so forth. Just some chords taken from the E minor scale. I can't change to that chord in time. Hey there, Flying Bee. Hey there, Ryu. You do. Hey there, Deban. Watching me while having tea. That's awesome, man. Good question there by Alex. Which skill do you want or need to improve right now? It's a very good question because it's right on topic. And more specifically, what I'm trying to do is have my clean tone legato runs be clean and also fit them into a context. Now what that's gonna mean is I'm gonna get better at some clean tone rhythm, which is definitely one of my weaknesses. So that's why I've been trying to warm up with some clean rhythm guitar, and it quite honestly, it all went to hell. But now it's getting a little bit better. I'm starting to weave in some bluesy stuff, and I'm starting to find a context for my clean legato runs. And I'm starting to somewhat be able to jam around with some chordal grooves. But again, I'm crap at that. I'm trying to throw in some diminished, rather random stuff, and then stick to the key of like E minor. So that's what I'm trying to improve on. It's just a whole, that's the context, but it's really just part of a bigger picture where I'm trying to improve my overall style, and this is a component I want to get in there, but also improve my my sense of rhythm and better weave in my lead playing into chordal playing and rhythm playing, you know. So now it's the specific branch is a clean tone right now. Most of the time you'll see me work with a high gain tone or like a dirty bluesy tone, but now it's clean. But again, it definitely fits the bigger picture. Yeah, exactly. Clean tone legato run rhythm. That's what I'm trying to do. Here's the rhythm groove. We don't even need chords. We can just practice like this. I'm just lightly touching the strings and trying to follow the beat, maybe add something on top of it. And when you do add more harmony, it's going to get more interesting. Man, am I messing up? One more time. Woo! Hey, I made it. Pure coincidence, or luck, I should say. This is the tempo I need to be practicing on. I should definitely skip, you know, these. They're fancy, but they don't give me any room for improvement. It's just, when I play that, I just focus on not making mistakes. So let's do it slower like this. That's good. That's the stuff I want to do. And I failed. So hard. Ow. My whole body is saying no to this. I mean, it's going better now, but this just showcases, you know, this would be pretty easy for me with a high gain tone, I think, but now it's just insanely difficult. And the reason is because I have to be overconscious about not making any mistakes, because it can be heard so much. What I would typically do when playing these kind of legato runs with a high gain, I would mute a lot, and we can try that. It does work on the acoustic, but it's not, or on the with the clean tone, but it's not really what I'm going for now. Just, you know, replicating my high gain technique. Thanks a lot, Denny's from Instagram, for digging this. So I'm gonna try some more. We can try doing a little bit of palm mute, but like I said, I'm not looking to just, you know, do the same thing I would do with high gain here. I'm trying to, you know, achieve something else. Let's see. So let's see if it's any easier for me. Maybe. But the technique doesn't really work that well. I want to be able to play this clean, so let's try it. That's good. So we got Deban on YouTube suggesting I try to come up with a solo over G minor, F, and D sharp. So I started playing G minor, F, and D sharp. So that's in the key of G minor. So there you have it, G minor, F, D sharp. I don't know if that was very good. I prefer playing in open keys. G minor doesn't have any open strings, or any good ones at least. So if I'm in E minor or E major, I can use the open string. I can get a bit of a fuller sound. I messed up. Oh man, I'm so bad at this. Whew. So I thought that was gonna work out better, but this is a challenge, you know. Thank you, Tutusha, for the great words. Thank you, Deban on YouTube, for digging my little thing there over your progression. So yeah, this is exhausting. It's much more difficult than I thought, because occasionally I do decide to record just some licks with a clean tone, and I think I'm kind of fooling myself to thinking, well, I can play pretty well with a clean tone, but I can't. You know, I have very few tricks that work with a completely clean tone. Whenever I do try to throw in some blues licks and some chords, it's just cluttered with mistakes. So I need to practice this, but it's also exhausting, as I'm sure you've experienced when you try to play something and you don't feel comfortable with it. Now, some might argue it's not fair because I've been playing for decades and this probably maybe sounds a whole lot better than when someone else plays. But for me, it doesn't at all match my expectations of my playing. So it kind of I feel really bad when I play this, and that's exhausting on its own. You know, if you've ever been an intermediate player, or if you are an intermediate player, then you know the feeling of trying to play something that's outside of your comfort zone, because you feel really bad about yourself, and it's tempting to just play the stuff you already know. But that's the best way to get stuck in a rut. So I don't do that, and I don't recommend that to any of my students either. Don't just repeat the things you already know, because again, you'll just get stuck, or you will feel stuck. So this is my attempt to not do that, but I do get to remind myself of how exhausting it is to spend time with anything where you feel really bad about your ability. But I'm not giving up quite yet. No Megadeth. I'm crap at playing cover songs. And this thing just doesn't sound in tune either, so I'll try another guitar. This one should be a little bit better intonated. Exactly, Dead Man's Wife on YouTube. You have to look back and not be as critical on your ability. That's definitely the key. Everybody works different, but I think what you said there is key for most people. Just look at the small progress and don't be discouraged. For me, though, I guess I'm inclined to, self-harm, but not in a destructive way. Just somehow for me, it's just thinking that I'm really bad. It's exhausting, but it's also a very intense catalyzer to just practice harder. If I start thinking that I'm okay, I just stop practicing, So I have to constantly convince myself that I'm extremely bad at what I do, so I can work very hard to improve it, It's weird, I know, and it's not for everyone, because some people would get discouraged by that, but for me, that seems to work. But again, I think for a lot of people, instead of thinking that you're bad and putting down the guitar, just try to think about the progress. Don't care about if someone else likes the sound of what you're playing. Just think of, do you like playing, and is there progress? That's a good approach. Oh yeah, I need a tuner here. Let's see if this guitar can help me out. It doesn't have maybe the best clean tone. I think it's still okay. Because these are fake single chords. this probably won't help me. We'll see. No, today I can't shred. It's a clean tone day, and my shredding skills are not the way they should be. Ouch, this sounds horrible to me. So this is the last stage of me before giving up, just frenetically changing guitars. You have to recognize the symptoms. Ooh, first gig tonight, Fred MGO on Instagram. Good luck, man. And remember, regardless of how it works out, this is probably going to be one of your most important experiences for further progress. So you're in for a treat regardless of the outcome. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, so let's see how bad this is going to be. This is a solid body nylon string, I think is what it's called. It's called an Angel Lopez EC 3000 or something. I got it pretty cheap on Toman. Yeah, exactly, Dead Man's Wife on YouTube. Change your guitar, try slowing down, then give up. I'm close to that stage, but this gave a little bit of a kick. Let's see how long it lasts. E major. Arush on Insta, what's up? Back to E major now. Cool, so my favorite chord, Dank is asking that on Instagram. My favorite chord right now are definitely throwing in some random diminished chords. So if I'm an E major, I'll just play some random diatonic chords. So I don't care about the name of the chords, I just play like the open E string, and I play anything that is within the scale of E major. So I don't think of chords, I just look at where I can put my fingers, and I've practiced for years turning those into chords so I can do it fairly fast on the fly, just because I want to be able to improvise everything. I don't like having to, think too much. So what I've started doing recently is throw in some diminished chords in between, diminished 7 chords. So this is a diatonic chord, and then this one is not part of the key, it's a diminished chord. And it sounds horrible on its own, but if you're going towards a chord that is within the key, it can sound okay. So that's what I'm working on, but I'm really bad at it. Bro, MC Stone 3, what's up? Instagram. Ouch. Just hate it that I'm always out of tune. This guitar isn't perfectly intonated, and you can't really do that much about it. You have to, yeah, you see, it's really sharp up here. Let's see. Now it's okay up here, and it's really bad down here. So let's find a compromise. Let's do that. Try some more, see if we can get this done. Should maybe connect or put a chorus in the chain. Yes, this is a classical guitar, but it's a solid body guitar with a piezo microphone. So I've connected it to my amp. MC Stone, you need my advice. Feel free to shoot. Yeah, Divan. So I go live on 3 different platforms at the same time because I just can't decide where to live stream. So I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, but I can see all of your comments. So that's why I try to say, yeah, this dude from Instagram is asking that, just to let you know that you're not missing out on something. It's just different platforms. It would be interesting to get your feedback if that's weird or if it's okay. You do lose a little bit of like the room feeling, but I still think it makes sense because it basically allows me to live stream more often. And I've been doing it every day for the last week, so it's pretty exciting. I've never done that before. So MC Stone, you are in the live video here. Oh, you mean your video? Sorry, I can't do that. I'm using a third-party app. Oh, cool, Dank. So you think it's good? Yeah, I agree. I like that approach as well. It just allows me to be everywhere. I'm even on Twitch now. So I'm on 4 different platforms, but I don't have any Twitch followers, so nobody cares. Cool, Dead Man's Wife. So you appreciate my daily live streams. That's awesome to hear, man. Thanks so much. Chill on Facebook. What's up? Yeah, exactly, Dank. I think it makes it more accessible. It just doesn't make sense when I have, you know, on Facebook, I think I have like over 400,000 followers. Of course, just a fraction coming to my live streams. But should I always be on Facebook just because I have more followers there? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So it comes at a price, you know. It's a monthly fee for this app, but I still think it's worth it. It does seem that YouTube gives me most interactions, so I could choose to just be there, but then I would miss all the Instagram action, so I don't know. Okay, so Cosin on Instagram is asking about, you know, how can a beginner learn to improvise? And I actually have a cool tip for you if you want to do what I'm doing now. Find a practice beat or drum track or just a metronome, anything will work. And play like an E major is a good key. You can search for E major scale because that allows you to use the open strings. And if you have the open strings, you can get nice harmony without complicated chords. You could just do this. As you can see, it doesn't look that complicated, and it isn't that complicated, but you still practice your sense of melody and rhythm and all that. So you're basically practicing what I'm doing without the 30 years of experience. You can just... So I'm just hitting the low E string, and I'm playing the 12th fret B string, 10 fret B string, and then 9th fret B string. It's just an example taken from E major. MC Stone, I'm 44 years old. You know? And I'm trying to do that, but a little bit more advanced with chords, you know, but I still feel like I suck at it. Cool, so Aaron on Instagram is 14 years old. How old are you guys? Do we have anybody older than me, 44? We have someone younger, we know that. Chill, cool, solid follower. Thanks a lot, man. Awesome to have you around. Oh, Ali is 44 as well. We're two then. Still no one older than me here. Just have someone same age. Camocha on Instagram is asking if this is a classical guitar. No, it's a solid body nylon string with a piezo microphone, which allows me to connect it to my amp. I messed up. Me. He's 47. Okay, I'm not the oldest and I'm not the youngest. Now we know. Do you have anybody older than 47? Hey Arus, what's up, my man? Sorry, I don't know any Richie Sambora, Achille, and I don't know Forever Young. I don't know anything except improvising. Debian, can't switch to distortion now. It's clean day. It's a bit like leg day on the gym. You really want to practice, exercise your upper body, but you can't because it's leg day. At least I'm not skipping leg day. this guitar is an Angel Lopez guitar. I got it for like, when I bought it 10 years ago, $300 on Thomann. And the model is called EC3000. Last time I checked, they still have this guitar or similar. It's around the same price range, a little bit more expensive probably considering all prices have gone up. More bluesy from Emmanuel is asking about that. Let's switch to E minor and see if we can do a blues here. That was fun. So let's do some more blues. Maybe that's the recipe of the day. Blues groove and clean tone. Thank you, Emmanuel, for requesting it. Paolo on Instagram from Rio de Janeiro. What's up? Alpern, thank you, man. Nitin, love from India. Lots of people on Instagram. That's cool to see, man. Maybe a little bit fast for me. We have to remember I'm pretty crap at this. A hollow body guitar. I should get myself one at some point. It will be fun, and maybe try to do some like B.B. King-ish, or maybe even some basic jazzy stuff. I don't know. tricky. Sofian on Instagram, thank you for watching my videos. We have a true fan from Algeria, that's awesome, man. Liam from YouTube, what's up? Whew. So this is exhausting, but this was fun, you know. Even though I think I did prefer it with my custom beat without the hi-hat and just this gives a bit more freedom when you don't have the hi-hat. And after all, I'm just practicing. I'm not trying to sound too good. I'm just trying to find the groove here. So I'm gonna switch from the soft pick back to the Jazz 3 here. See how it feels. But I'm gonna keep this bluesy foundation for a little bit more and see if there's any chance we can still achieve our goal of playing clean legato. I think I failed for today's mission, but I still had fun, so I guess it was okay. Try with my fingers. It's not really working out the way I was hoping, but got Laviero on YouTube, what's up? So Irish, I don't know any rock songs. I don't play any rock songs. I suck at that. I just play my own thing. I know it's a silly thing to do, but it's the only thing that inspires me. If I start playing rock songs, I immediately lose the will to play. And you know, the guitar for me is completely just to satisfy myself. And I'm very honored that you guys want to follow me in spite of me just satisfying myself here. But you know, there's no other way I can do it. If I do it any other way, it's not honest, you know. If I start playing stuff because other people want me to, it'll just, you know, my inspiration is going to vanish immediately. So let's keep doing just that. Okay, so Irish on Instagram is not really understanding why I choose not to play other people's songs. So when I started out, that's what I wanted to do. That was like 30 years ago. But you know, as you progress, you have to keep challenging yourself. And some wanna challenge themselves by playing harder songs. I did that my first years as well. But after a while, when you've started getting lots of technique, that's just not a challenge anymore. So maybe you start recording your own songs. I did that a whole bunch, and I want to get back to that. And then maybe you start improvising, and that's what I did. And I still think that improvising and developing my own style is the only thing that really inspires me these days. Finding a new tone, not because someone else told me to get that tone, but because I was exploring, I had a vision, I wanted to find that tone. Once I got in the ballpark, then I wanted to come up with some licks and some cool setting for the tone, so maybe some chords or riff, and just merge it and just have a little space that is just me. It's my own tone, it's my own licks, my own techniques, my own riffs, my own harmonies, and that's what triggers me. Now, some people, they get into that little personal space by playing their favorite song that maybe some other band did. That doesn't cut it for me anymore, It did 30 years ago, but it doesn't anymore. So that's why I'm saying the only way I can be honest with myself is to just do what I want to do, And in a way, I guess it's silly, because it would be easy for me to just try to please everyone, but I tried that, and it just totally, I wouldn't be live streaming every day if I did that. That I can tell you. The only thing that inspires me to live stream here every day is just to do stuff that I like. And then I found out it doesn't really matter who joins and who doesn't, because at least it's honest, It's not an AI algorithm to please a viewer. It's just me here to please myself. And yeah, it's honest, at least. That's what you get. Thank you, Emmanuel Leith. Thank you so much, man. Interesting, Arish. So I see, yeah, but because you just started out, you're 14 years old, you got your own band, you should definitely be playing your favorite songs. That's what I did, when I was about your age. But it's no longer a main priority of mine. And sure, I could probably dig up some old riffs, and I used to do that when people were asking me for songs, but that would just exhaust me and bore me, so I don't do it. But you should, and you're well on your way to doing something good. You just keep playing with your band, keep progressing, play the songs you like. You should do that. It's all a matter of finding something that inspires us in the moment. And we're just in different places in our personal development. And it's natural because, I've lived almost 3 times as long as you. So I should do different things, 45. Yeah, I have lived 3 times as long as you. My math sucks. Yours is probably better. So yeah. But you know what? I think I've exhausted it for today. So just to wrap things up, I started out with an electric guitar with a clean tone, and I said, yeah, now's the biggest challenge so far. I'm going to be playing clean tone legato, and I'm going to make it fit with this rhythmic setting, and I'm going to be super tight and go back and forth between lead and rhythm guitar. But I think it's safe to say I failed. But it's also safe to say that I tried, and that's what matters. And I'll keep on trying, and I will revisit this more challenging setting more times, because challenging yourself is really what makes you progress. And sometimes you have to fail hard. I can't say I did that today. I just failed a little bit. But even if I had failed hard, that maybe would have been more valuable to me, because then I would really have been like, oh man, I really set up a goal and I totally failed and everyone saw it and man, I need to do better. To me, that's, I don't know if it's positive energy, but at least it's energy to do something better next time. Regardless of which, I think this was a good session. I had a hunch that this would be challenging, but I had forgotten just how challenging, because like I said, occasionally I do record some clean legato licks, and I kind of fool myself, hey, I can do this. And then if I'm lucky, one of those videos go viral and I get like millions of views of me playing like with a clean tone legato. It's like, yeah, I'm really good at this. But then I sit down and I try to do it in a musical setting, and I realize just how incredibly bad I am at it. You know, sure, I can pull off that one lick, But playing one lick is not the same as just jamming around and providing for both rhythm, chords and lead and melody, and all into a melting pot. I could do that yesterday with my distorted tone and with my rock stuff, but today with a clean tone and chord, I'm not getting there. But we did play a little bit of blues, we did play a little bit of legato, we did try to combine them. And yeah, I think it's valuable for you to see me fail. We all fail. So thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks for your support in spite of me failing. You guys rock, you've been amazing. I've been Christopher Dahl. See ya, cheers.